Right, guys, welcome to the second live stream for today. It is the Wallabies up against England in the decider for that series here, the third test between the two, coming from the Sydney Cricket Ground. And I apologize beforehand, we're having some technical difficulties, so you won't be able to see my ugly face today, which is maybe a good thing. So we're down to basic commentary today. So let's quickly go through the Australian lineup for today. In the back line, we've got Reece Hodge, Tom Wright, Hunter Paisami, Samu Karevi, Marika Korobetti, Noah Lalasia, and Nick White in the back line. A formidable Australian side considering how many injuries they've got. And if you look at this lineup, Reece Hodge experience, Tom Wright was really good last week at times. Hunter Paisami and Samu Karevi now starting to form a really good center combination. Marika Korobetti's quality all around. Noah Lalasia, youngster getting into the groove now, much like Marcus Smith, which will be another cracking lineup between the two today. So, and then Nick White bringing some experience to the side as well. Then looking at the forwards for Australia today, we're looking at Rob Valentini, Michael Hooper, Harry Wilson coming in at 6, Matt Phillip, Nick Frost, Danila Tupou, David Porecki, and James Slipper. So a lot of experience there as well in the likes of Michael Hooper and then also James Slipper. The youngsters, Matt Phillip and Nick Frost, has been doing really well together in that lock combination, along with the exciting Harry Wilson at number 6. So we'll see how he fares on the loose today. Normally number 8 playing in that 6 jumper today, but he will bring experience to the side nonetheless. Still a youngster, but reckoned as the next Wallaby captain after Michael Hooper. So then Tanela Thor Tupou, he's going to try and burst his through a couple of defenders today as well. We'll hopefully see a really good lineup from them today. Then we've got the bench for them, Falau Fainga, Angus Bell, Alan Alatoa, Rob Leota, Pete Samu, Tate McDermott, Lenny Kitoa, and Vunivalu on that bench as well for them. So great players on the bench. Look forward to seeing Angus Bell, Alan Alatoa, and Pete Samu, and then the brilliant Tate McDermott, the Reds scrum half, who's been outplayed by Nick White just a little bit lately, but a valuable player to come off the bench for them today as well. So looking forward to seeing what he can do off the bench today. If we look at the England lineup for today, another massive lineup: Freddie Stewart, Jack Noel, Guy Porter, Owen Farrell, Tommy Freeman, Marcus Smith, and Danny Kerr. Very young, inexperienced backline. Stood their man last week. So the likes of Jack Noel and Owen Farrell, along with Danny Kerr, will bring that experience to this England side today. But Freddie Stewart, brilliant youngster. Guy Porter made his debut last week. Tommy Freeman, another youngster. And then Marcus Smith, which is considered one of the best fly-offs in world rugby at the moment. So a very good side from England as well. Forwards-wise, Billy Vunipolo, Lewis Lutlam, Courtney Laws, Johnny Hill, Ollie Chesham, Will Stewart, Jamie George, and Alice the Rhino Jens. So, yeah, a very good pack of forwards: Billy Vunipolo, Courtney Laws, Johnny Hill, and Jamie George, bringing the experience, and then the firing power of Alice Jens, as well as Will Stewart. Had a really good game last week. The likes of Lewis Lutlam will come in and try and disrupt this Australian side today. And then on the bench, we've got Luke Cowan, Dicky, Marco Vunipolo, Joey Hayes, Nick Ezekwe, Jack Willis, Jack van Poortvliet, who were brilliant last week, Will Joseph, and then Henry Arundel, another youngster making his mark for England rugby as of late. So interesting. We've seen Ireland defeat the All Blacks this morning to win the series, and we will be looking forward to another entertaining game. It's now up to Australia to restore the Southern Hemisphere pride as well for us. So I'm definitely backing the Wallabies today to go and win the series today. Mary Crowley is a new member of the channel. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. And you can become a member of the channel by clicking on the join button at the bottom of your screen. So thank you for the support, Mary. Really appreciate it. Cameron Engelbrecht says, can't believe the Irish beat the All Blacks. And then Werner also says, come on, England. As long as Australia lose, I'm happy. and in reality always win, says Australia, please save the day. So there's a 50-50 chance here today, I would say personally, for England to win this one. So either way, it's two of our nemesis really playing each other today, Australia and England. Um, I'm hoping that the Springboks can do it for us later. So if the Wallabies fall short today, then at least we've got the Springboks still to come. But it's going to be a tough one either way at the end of the day. England side now making their way onto the field here. So we're a couple of minutes away from the kickoff. We still got the national anthems to come. So really looking forward to this game. Last week, we missed the first test and then we watched the second one last week. And I must say, England dominated that first half beautifully. And then Australia managed to come back into the second half. We're in it for a while. And then England just basically finished the game off really well. As we can see now, England making their way onto the field, led out by Billy Vunipola today. So I know that this England side will come out firing today and will be looking to win this game right here today to seal another Northern Hemisphere victory today. So let's hope it's not going to be the case for the Southern Hemisphere counterparts. The All Blacks looked really poor this morning, but hats off to Ireland, who were absolutely brilliant at times throughout the whole game. First half, they took the initiative and they just managed to keep the All Blacks at bay in that second half. So, yeah, let's hope we see another good game here between the two sides. Nick White coming onto the field for Australia, and a milestone for him as well today, as Michael Hooper and the rest of the Wallabies come onto the field. Werner also says, leave the saving day stuff to the box. Yeah, I don't know. I've got this feeling that Australia's going to win this one today. I backed them last week and they lost, but they're just so exciting. They're building for 2027. They've got the World Cup for 2027 as well, hosting the tournament. So they need to get the house in order. And which better way to do it? By actually getting off to a winning series start here against England. Last season, they lost, well, they just won against France, which sent the second string side. And this time around, England coming with some of the best players, and they're doing really well. Won their first test against the odds with a man down. And then last week, lost to England with a sold-out stadium, basically, or a record crowd. So this week, here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, it's going to be interesting to see whether they can turn this around and win England today. Eddie Jones, the former Wallaby coach, obviously now coaching England, and he will definitely have some stuff up his sleeve for sure. Reality. It can even hurt worse when you lose at home. Absolutely. So that was a really bad loss for the All Blacks this morning. And I won't be surprised if tomorrow's headlines is going to be Ian Foster sacked. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But I'm sure the bookies are having fun with a betting system in place for that as well. Then also Werner says Dave Rennie is a fantastic coach. The Sharks could convince him to come over someday. So yeah, we all know that Dave Rennie is an absolutely fantastic coach, and between the two of them, Eddie Jones and Dave Rennie, they probably got two really good coaches. I'm just glad that we got the likes of Russie as director of rugby for South Africa. So we're right up there with the best of them. And then Bernard also says maybe referring to Ian Foster. So yeah, it is what it is. I can't see the All Blacks keeping this guy after that first series record-breaking defeat in New Zealand. So it will be interesting to see what happens. I personally feel that the headline will read that Ian Foster sacked as the All Black coach. So yeah, maybe they've got some mercy for the guy and keeps him until the World Cup. But if it continues like this, I just can't see the All Blacks winning the World Cup next year as well. So something desperate needs to change there. They've got the players. They've got some of the best players in the world. So it's really no excuse for them to play as poorly as they have been doing. Ireland, on the other hand, Also got a brilliant coach and playing some of the best rugby. Always a problem with Ireland peaking 1 year before the World Cup. So let's hope that's not the case with this as well. But now concentrating on this one, it is Australia and England. We're busy with the national anthems at the moment. So we'll just run through the team lineup one more time before this game starts. So for the Wallabies, Reece Hodge, Tom Wright, Hunter Paisami, Samu Karevi, Marika Korobetti, Noah Lolasia, and Nick White in the back line. Then for the forwards, we've got Rob Valentini, Michael Hooper, Harry Wilson, Matt Phillip, Nick Frost, Danila Tupou, David Borecki, James Slipper. And then on the bench, we've got Falau Fainga, Angus Bell, Alan Alatoa, Rob Leota, Pete Samu, Tate McDermott, Lenny Kitoa, and also Vunivalu. Then for England, we've got the backline, Freddie Stewart, Jack Nowell, Owen Feller, Guy Porter, Tommy Freeman, Marcus Smith, and Danny Kerr. And then the forwards, we've got Billy Vunipolo, Lewis Lutlam, Courtney Laws, Johnny Hill, Ollie Chesham, Will Stewart, Jamie George, and Alice Jenge. Then on the bench, we've got Luke Cowan Dickey, Marco Vunipolo, Joe Hayes, Nick Ezekwe, Jack Willis, Jack van Poortvliet, Will Joseph, and Henry Arundel. So I think they're pretty evenly matched up with the team lineups. It's all about who's going to play the more attractive and who wants it most today. That is going to be the big question. I'm sure Eddie Jones under pressure, coming off a really poor Six Nations. And then we've got the Wallabies looking to build and perform leading up to the World Cup in 2027. So a lot at stake here. We're still a year out from the 2023 World Cup. Both teams want to cement their places as favourites for the tournaments. The All Blacks have got a massive dip. Ireland probably going to be right up there with the best. So Australia and England also now fighting to get onto that bookies favourites list as well. Just busy with the Australian national anthem now. We're done with the England national anthem. And we're about a minute away from kickoff to this game as well. Let me know in the comment section who you guys are backing to win this game. I also got a poll up on the channel for you guys to go and vote as to who will win the series. They're 1-1 split at the moment, with Australia winning the first one and then England taking the second one. So it's all down to this final one here today to decide this test series between Australia and England. Two foes in rugby, cricket, and other sports. This one comes down to rugby union. And so let's hope it's not just the storm beforehand and the actual storm on the field today. So both teams are now ready and ready to take their place onto the field and get ready for the kickoff of this game. We've got 52 people watching. Just to show your support to the Rugby Guru as well. So England up against Australia for the series decider here, as it looks like Australia will be kicking this game off through Nick White, playing from left to right on the field. So we're just getting all the stuff ready for this one, as both teams will be fired up to win this series here today. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to take the first opening 20 minutes of this first half, because that's normally where the groundwork gets laid for this test series. We saw how good Ireland was in that opening 20 minutes of the game. So Nick White then to get this game underway, and here we go with this final test decider. It's a short kickoff taken around the 10-meter line inside the England's half now, and Danny Kerr just waiting for this ball at the back of the ruck at the moment. We'll go with the box kick. Oh, it's been charged down by the Wallabies. Here they come, but it's picked up again. Might have been knocked on by Australia though. So yeah, we will come back for a scrum down, and the referee says that the first knock on occurred from England, so it will be in the Wallabies scrum down. I think it is. So round about 5 meters inside the 22 here, and Nick Frost, the guy who got the charge down. Not a good start for England in this game. So no, it was first knocked on, I think, by Australia. So it's gone down to England, just inside their own 22. Good start here between the two sides. Reality always wins, says already wearing my Springbok shirt, waiting for the big game. Go Bokke. So it's going to be really a tight one there, I think, as well. But I think the box should just be too strong for Wales today. So a free kick from that scrum to England. And after a minute and a half, it's now England who can kick this downfield. Owen Farrell sends it downfield. They let it bounce as Reece Hodge. And just outside his own 22 goes to the kick downfield. Straight down the middle into the hands of Owen Farrell. Again sends it back with interest again. Straight down the middle and collected by Lolasia. Just outside his own 22 goes to the kick downfield as well. Collected by Marcus Smith now. Marcus Smith from his 10-meter line kicks it downfield as well. Into the hands of Marika Korobetti on the 22-meter line. Inside Australians half kicks it away as well. A lot of ping pong battle going on at the moment. There's Marcus Smith now. Takes that ball, but it's going to be a penalty to Australia. Offside by England. And it's Will Stewart who came up too quickly after that kick from Marcus Smith. So a penalty round about 5 meters inside Australia's half here. And Australia now with the opportunity to send us downfield inside the 22 of England. Reece Hodge will try and kick this one out for them. Let's see where he finds touch. He finds touch roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line. So not a lot of distance made with that kick. But still now Australia with an attacking opportunity about 3 minutes into this first half. Throw in by Parecki. Finds Harry Wilson now. Here comes the charge from Karevi. Between the 10 and the 22-meter line in the middle of the field. Nick White gets it out to a big drive here from Frost again. Great drive from him up to the 22-meter line. Here comes Michael Hooper. He's brought down. Good defense from England. Just outside the 22, penalty advantage coming again for Australia now as Korobetti gets that ball out to James Slipper. Just outside the 22 in the middle of the field. Here they come Lolasia on a loop around to Hunter Paisami to Reece Hodge. Caught on the 22-meter line. Now quick ball comes back again for them. Oh, thumping tackle on Matt Phillip as the ball spills out through the back. And the referee will come back for another penalty now to Australia, just outside the 22. But what a start from Nick Frost, as he's had the charge down and a great bullocking run from the number 4 lock so far. Great work done from Nick Frost. Taking 2 defenders up to that 22-meter line. Really good leg drive from him. Right, so Australia now with the opportunity maybe for the first points of the game here. So, yeah, Australia will have a shot at goal here. So Lolasia now from just outside the 22, around 15 meters from the left-hand touchline to try and attempt to put the Wallabies into the lead here for the first time in this game. We've had about 5 minutes in this opening first half, and we've seen a lot of kicking from both sides so far. Aerial ping-pong battle between the two sides looking to dominate territory early on in this game. Lolasia now about 20 meters out on the left-hand touchline, just outside the 22, to try and put Australia into the lead. Taking his time with this kick, though, just to make sure that he gets this. 5 minutes gone in this first half, and Australia now attempting to lead this game. Lolasia has struck it poorly, and it goes to the right of the post. So the scoreboard remains 0-0 at the moment. It's going to be a 22-meter dropout for England. Points goes a-begging for Australia early on in this one, and it's really poor from them. They should have gotten that. Right, here's the restart then from Owen Farrell, and that's going to go directly into touch. So it's going to be a 22-meter line out to Australia, and a bad mistake from the experienced Owen Farrell. Definitely feeling the pressure at the moment between the two sides. Nobody wants to make a mistake and then forcing their own mistakes from it. and already a missed penalty kick, plus a 22-meter dropout going directly into touch. So it's going to be a scrum down instead for the Aussies now, right in the middle of the field on the 22-meter line. Musa Boss, oh, sorry, Mr. Guru, what's up with the screen? So I'm having a little bit of difficulties, technical difficulties, Musa Boss. So unfortunately, we're going back to the old age, and we're just doing the commentary without the screen today. So that was the only way I was able to do any commentary this weekend. So I do apologize in advance. Should be ready again for the Rugby Championship, which starts in a couple of weeks. The scrum fed in by Nick White and picked up off the back by Valentini. Now Nick White again gets it out to restart over the 22, but the pass out to Tom Wright is a terribly poor one and goes straight into touch. So it will be a line up to England, about 5 meters inside the 22. Too many errors early on from both sides here as they're trying to run the ball, but just not as classy as the Irish and the All Blacks this morning. 7 minutes gone. 7 minutes gone in this one, and it's going to be a line out now to England. 5 meters inside their own 22. Jamie George gets the throw into Johnny Hill. Now they're starting to make some headway. Still inside the 22, though. As Danny Kerr now waiting for it to come out for him. Slow ball coming back. Bailey Booney at the moment. Just setting it up. Could have been or something consuming the gold water. No, they didn't. Luckily not, Mursabas. So, yeah. Looks like Angus Bell warming up here for Australia. And this is another early blow for the Wallabies. They already got so many injuries from last week and the week before that to lose James Slipper after 8 minutes in his first half is not a good thing for them. It's definitely breaking down their confidence a little bit and the momentum at the moment. 8 minutes gone in this one, and just trying to see. I tried to go into that driving maul and ran up against Courtney Laws and hurt himself in the process. So, yeah, massive guy Courtney Laws is. So you can imagine him feeling that there, but he's back on his feet and he's ready to participate in that lineup. So 8 minutes gone in this one, and now Australia with this line out here on the halfway line, right back where we started this game. As Borecki now is going to throw this one in for the Wallabies. Can he get this one thrown in straight for them? Taking their time with the throw. They've done well now. Taken in by Nick Frost. Now gets it out Kerevi. Valentini on a loop around Lalasia. Here's a chance on the outside for Korobetti. Korobetti up to the 10-meter line, but a forward pass says the referee. And it's going to be called back for another penalty to the Wallabies on the 10-meter line. So, penalty infringement for foul play by England, and a chance now for Australia to kick this one downfield again. 9 minutes gone in this first half, and it's a really stop-start affair at the moment from both sides at the moment. Yeah, so offside from Johnny Hill, the tackle on Nick White there, and they also had a little scuffle afterwards. So 9 minutes gone. It is going to be Australia now to kick this downfield. And a fine touch roundabout on the 22-meter line inside English territory. Another chance now for the Wallabies to go on the attack. 10 minutes gone in this one. And nothing special to report back on so far. Borecki now with the throw into this lineup. It's going to go to the front to Harry Wilson, out to Nick White now. Here's Samu Karevi, gets it out to Rob Valentini. Between the 10 and the 22-meter line now, Nick White, Michael Hooper back on his side to Danila Tupou. Danila Tupou gets the pass out to Nick Frost, but he knocks it on. 10 meters out from the try line. Kick downfield by England, but the referee's going to call them back for the scrum down. A great little breakout from Danila Tupou. Just a pass, not a proper pass out to Nick Frost, and they knock it on. 10 minutes gone in this one. A beautiful inside pass by James Slipper to Danila Tupou. And then Nick Frost just a little bit too tall for the short pass there to the ground. So scrum down into England, about 10 meters out from their own try line. Very scrappy start from both sides at the moment. And both will be ruining their opportunities early on. Scrum down to England, about 10 meters out from their own try line. It is going to be Danny Kerr to feed this one here for the English. And let's see if we can get a solid scrum from this one. So a big scrum here from England, and they win the penalty as well. So penalty to England, 10 meters out from their own try line, as another big scrum from England wins them the penalty there. James Slipper penalised there for losing his bind there. Massive scrum from England. So a chance now for England to get out of their own 22 and sets the lineup out around about the halfway line. So a good attacking opportunity now for them. Herman Ellis says, just happy All Blacks lost. So, yeah, I think a lot of people were happy with that result. And I think not so much more the All Black supporters that wants Ian Foster gone. Billy Vunipola off the back now, gets it out to round about the, just up over the 10-meter line now. Danny Kerr, that ball has been lost by England now. And a chance now for Australia. Tom Wright from his own 10-meter line knocks that ball on. And a chance now again for England. But the referee's going to call them back for 2 knock-ons. So the first one from England then. And it's really scrappy here after just 12 minutes of play. Michael Hooper maybe lucky not to get penalised there, as he basically played the scrum off. But the question really is, was he on? Yeah, he was on site. So fair play to Michael Hooper there for getting that knock on from Danny Kerr. So 12 and a half minutes gone, and a chance now for the Wallabies to regroup here from the scrum. It's not the greatest start to this third and final test. It's not the same like the Irish game this morning, where Ireland flew out of the blocks in the opening 5 minutes to really crush any hopes that the All Blacks had early on to win that test series. Very slow at the moment, but it should get more exciting as the game wears on throughout. 13 minutes gone. Scrum down to Australia now. Still 0-0 the scoreboard here. It's going to be Nick White to feed this one in for the Wallabies now from the halfway line. Nick White feeds it in, and a beautiful scrum this time from both sides. It's Samu Karevi. He takes it up, straightening the line up to the 10-meter line here for the Wallabies. Nick White now, quick ball out the door. Lolasia back on the inside to Valentini. Just up over the 10-meter line now. Nick White trying to snipe on his own. He's brought down by Marcus Smith on the 10-meter line. Marika Korabeti at scrum off, gets the pass out to James Slipper. He sets it up on the 10-meter line. Now comes back again, hunted by Sami, intercepted by England. It's Jamie George now. He gets the pass out to Ellis James, who slips a little bit between the 10 and the halfway line. Danny Kerr with a kick over the top, looking for a bit of space in behind. That one is going to roll all the way. Oh, and they need to push it down over the try line as the Wallabies. So we will have a goal line dropout from the Wallabies now. Great pressure put on there by England from that little kick over the top. But Jamie George intercepting that pass. There might have been trouble for England if he didn't get that. So good work there from Jamie George. 14 and a half minutes gone. Goal line dropout coming up. And the chance now for the Wallabies to get this ball as deep as possible. Doesn't find too much distance on the halfway line. England let it bounce. Now Billy Vunipola now sets it up on a 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. Danny Kerr waiting for it. Not rolling away. Penalty advantage to England now. Johnny Hill sets it up on the 10-meter line again for them. Now it's Danny Kerr out to Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith with a pass out to Guy Porter. Gets a beautiful pass out to Freeman. Freeman up to the 22-meter line. He goes. Just about 5 meters inside now. Danny Kerr gets it out to Johnny Hill again. But the ball spills out and they're going to come back for the penalty there. Again, sloppy play. Not able to finish off the move. But a beautiful little break from, beautiful pass from Guy Porter to Tommy Freeman. Finding a bit of space there. But unfortunately in the end, that ball just knocked out again by them. So 16 minutes gone, still no score, and England now with the opportunity to have a shot at goal here from around the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. Remember, Lolasia missing one penalty attempt already, which could have put Australia into the lead by 3 points to 0. Instead, it's going to be England now through Owen Farrell with the opportunity to get the first points of the game. 16 and a half minutes into this first half. Reality always wins, says people are busy saying France is the mighty team. Okay, fine. Let them win the World Cup first, then I will believe it. So a lot of people say that France has been the informed team for the last 2 seasons and probably rightfully deserve that number 1 spot at the moment. But it's like you said, they first need to win the World Cup. Then we can say that they're right up there with the best. Angelino says, Guru, who do you think will take the win here? So I am backing the Wallabies as the Southern Hemisphere side to win this game. Hopefully they can pull it off. But at the moment, it's very scrappy from both sides, really, as Owen Farrell will now try and put England into the lead for the first time in this game. 17 minutes gone in this one. From the 10-meter line inside Australia's half, he struck it gold, and it is 3 points to 0 now to the English as they lead this game by 3 points to 0 after about 17 minutes played. The first quarter of this first half almost done now, and England has got the first points on the board. 3 points to 0, England leading the Wallabies. Nick White to get this game restarted again from the halfway line. And it's a deep kick taken by Danny Kerr. And he's going to put it on the boot. And he's looking to find touch. Not going to find it into the hands of Reece Arch on the halfway line. Now he's brought down by Freeman early on. Now Nick White again. James Slipper. Slipper sets it up between the 10 and the halfway line. Now comes back. It's Hunter Paisami out to Samu Karevi. Here's a chance now for them as it's Paisami taking it up to nearly up to the 22-meter line, between the 22 and the 10-meter line. Now Nick White again gets it out to Matt Phillip, sets it up for them quickly. Nick White again now back on the inside to Paisami again. Now Nick White again gets it out, a little stab through from the Wallabies into the hands of Marcus Smith inside the 22. He's going to kick it downfield. A poor little grubber there from Paisami. And the Wallabies having to go back. Tom right now inside his own 22. They're going to run this now. Reece Arch. Reece Arch decides against it and kicks it downfield. And he will find touch. Let's see, roundabout. Let's just see where it's found touch. Can't quite make out. But a good return from Reece Arch there for the Wallabies. Just unnecessary little grubber through there from Hunter Paisami. Just giving away possession to England. So a great kick from Reece Arch, finding touch between the 10 and the 22 of England. Jamie George now to throw this one in for them. Birch says, do you think the All Blacks would get anywhere close to these teams? Yeah, they're right up there with them. Don't make no mistake, this All Black side is still a quality one. England now with the driving maul here as they're trying to get going forward, but not really making any headway with this driving maul at the moment. Slowly but surely now starting to move forward, but they need to be careful not to lose this ball as England now, as Australia are trying to stop this driving more. Danny Kerr waiting for it at the back, roundabout on the 10-meter line, inside England's half. Now, Danny Kerr with a box kick over the top, and that one is not going to touch into the hands of Tom Wright. Caught on the halfway line now. Nick White again gets it out to Lolasia. Lolasia to Karevi. Michael Hooper. There's space here, hunted by Sami. Gets it out to Marika Korabetti. Korabetti up to the 10-meter line, inside England's half now. Brought down by Marcus Smith. Slow ball coming back for Australia now. Nick White goes to the little ball, go to the top, but shots down by England, and it's going to be a penalty against Australia there for offside. So another useless kick from the Wallabies, and just giving away possession to England. So unnecessary. Look good on the attack, on the initial attack, and then just going and kicking the ball away. Musabah says, I can't look past the Bokke to win the 2023 World Cup. Bokke can't go wrong with this limited game we employ. Bokke being another forward back, backs, wings, will learn to defend better. Yeah, look, the Boks are right up there for the Rugby World Cup. I think a lot of teams have a chance to win it. Here comes England now with a quick line out. Round about just between the 10 and the halfway line, inside Wallabies territory now. Quick hands here from them as Freeman gets some space again. He's up over the 22-meter line now, needs support. And he's bundled into touch. Some great defense from the Wallabies there. And it's going to be a line out to them, round about 10 meters out from their own try line here is the Wallabies. But some great hands from England there, opening up some space for them. And Freeman brought down really quickly. Australia trying to throw in quickly, but it's going to be a free kick to them anyway from that line out. So not opening up the gap there from England. And Australia gets the free kick and a free passage to get out of their own 22. Both teams guilty of field discipline as the Wallabies fine touch roundabout on the halfway line here. 22 minutes gone in this one, and it's just really not looking too good at the moment. 3 points to 0, England leading the Wallabies. Jamie George now with the throw into this line out, finds Billy Vunipola. Now Danny Kerr off the back to Marcus Smith, goes high up into the air as England now chasing this one down. And it's beautifully taken by Freddie Stewart as he runs it up to the 22-meter line here for England. But ball stolen by the Wallabies, and they win the penalty as well. Offside by Ludlam and Michael Hooper, the one there saving the day for the Wallabies. Still 3 points to 0 here after about 24 minutes of play. And like I said, both teams guilty of being ill-disciplined at vital times throughout this first half already. It looked like for money as if England were going to go on the attack there, and it just didn't work out for them. Line out going to be roundabout between the 10 and the halfway line inside Wallabies territory. And it will be an Australian throw into this line out. 23 minutes gone. Still 3 points to 0. England leading the Wallabies. Throw in taken. Nick White now off the back. Gets it out through the back. Lolasia Karevi. Gets some space. Now there's opening up for Tom Wright. Up over the halfway line. He's still going on the 10-meter line. Back on the inside. He goes to Nick White. Back to Tom Wright. Here comes the first try of this game. It's Tom Wright in the corner for the Wallabies. And what a try from him. A brilliant move from him, and he gets away with a try. Great pace shown by Tom Wright there. 5 points to 3. The Wallabies now leading this game. Conversion to come. What pace shown there from the right winger. A simple set play move from the Wallabies, and England caught napping there on the defence. Tom Wright with some great pace. Back on the inside to Nick White. Quick pass back to Tom Wright. And he goes in the corner for the first try of this game. 5 points to 3. The Wallabies leading England. Conversion to come. The first moment of magic of this game being provided by the Wallabies. 5 points to 3 with the conversion to come from the corner. Gordon McIntyre says the Wallabies are going to win 30 points to 20 today. So at least I've got some support here for the Wallabies as well. 5 points to 3 at the moment. The Wallabies leading England at the moment. 1 try tonight and his 3rd of his career for Tom Wright. But Australia now 1 step closer to sealing this Test series at home. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring affair today, as both teams are just feeling each other at the moment. Maybe it will open up towards the second half, but I can't see more than 3 or 4 tries in this one at the very least. Noah Lacia now with the conversion attempt. Already missed 1 penalty attempt so far. This one about 5 meters out from the right-hand touchline. So a difficult kick coming up for Lalacia. 25.5 minutes in. That one has been struck well, and it's going to stay in. So 7 points to 3. The Wallabies now leading England at the moment. The first try of the game coming after 25 minutes of play of the first half. 7 points to 3. The Wallabies leading England at the moment. Good start. The Wallabies here. 26 minutes of play gone. 7 points to 3. The Wallabies over England at the moment. A simple set play from Australia ripped the English defence apart there. So just it seems like a little water break here to England as they're trying to get this game back underway. After they dominated parts of the first half, it always felt like Australia were the ones letting themselves down. And in England here towards the last 5 minutes of this opening quarter. But well done to the Wallabies for taking the opportunities here when it came alive. 7 points to 3 with about 14 minutes to go in this first half. The restart from Owen Farrell now from the halfway line. Taking the time of the restart. Here's the referee. So here we go again now. Owen Farrell with the restart with a high hanging kickoff this time round. Caught by the Wallabies just outside their own 22-meter line. Nick White now waiting. Gets it out to Harry Wilson. Sets it up about 2 meters out from the 22-meter line. Nick White looks like he's going to go with the box kick over the top himself here. Just slowing down the pace of the game a little bit at the moment. Nick White with the box kick over the top. Not a great kick from him. And nobody wants that as the ball bounces. Comes back to the English side. Danny Kerr under pressure on the 10-meter line. And a knock-on from England as well. Michael Hooper putting the pressure there. And it's going to be a scrum down to Australia on a 10-meter line inside their own half. B says, I can't look past a big England win today. Well, so far it's been scrappy and it's been ill-disciplined and full of errors. 7 points to 3. And Bursabar says England's going to win this game today as well. So a lot of English support as well here. But for now, it is going to be a scrum down to the Wallabies on the 10-meter line inside the Wallabies territory. 4 handling errors from the Wallabies, 2 from England so far, and 6 for the opening 27 minutes are quite a lot. Right, Nick White now with the scrum feed. Goes down again is the scrum, and this time we will have a reset scrum instead. But James Slipper definitely feeling the pressure from Will Stewart at the moment. Yeah, Wallaby loose head prop really struggling at the moment. And then Rowanel asks, Guru, why are you not showing your face? So I have got some technical difficulties at the moment. So unfortunately, I won't be able to show my face this weekend, Rowan. But at least we can do the commentary. It is Australia leading the English at the moment. Scrum down to Australia on a 10-meter line inside their own half, about 10 meters from the left-hand touch line. Nick White now to feed the scrum for the Wallabies. Solid scrum this time round, picked up off the back by Nick White. Now gets it out to Hunter Paisami on a loop around Lalacia. Gets it out to Reece Hodge. It opens up again for the Wallabies here. Up to the 10-meter line they go. Now it's Nick White gets it out to Samu Karevi. Karevi sets it up just up over the 10-meter line. Nick White again. Now gets the pass out to Corabetti. Corabetti straightens it up to the 22. He's broken free. And about 10 meters out, 15 meters out from the try line now. Here comes Harry Wilson. Gets the pass out to Lalasia. Flat pass out to Nick Frost. Nick Frost with a leg drive. 10 meters out from the try line now. Can the Wallabies get this back? Penalty advantage now. Not releasing is the call from the referee. And it's going to be a penalty to the Wallabies. 29 minutes gone in this one. So a chance now for the Wallabies. Will they kick a goal or will they go for the corner? I would probably set up a kick to the corner here, 5 meters out with him. Johannes Payne says Guru can't show his face in the box last week. Yeah, you can almost say so, Johannes. Then Bradley says, so the Irish came away with the series. Also great to see teams other than the All Blacks in the box on top of the world. Yeah, it's good for World Rugby to see the other teams also performing well. I mean, it's good for rugby, and it's always good when there's a contest between the two sides. So 30 minutes gone in this first half, and let's just see what Australia's decided to do here with 10 minutes to go. Last 5 penalties conceded, 3 by Australia and 2 by England. So let's just see what they've decided. Did they go for the corner or have a shot at goal? Looks like they're going to have a shot at goal here. Is the Wallabies trying to extend that lead to 7 points. Yeah, Lalasia is going to have a shot at goal here for the Wallabies. 2 attempts already, missed 1 already today. So let's hope he doesn't come back to haunt them. Right, Lalasia now with the penalty attempt, and he struck it well. So 10 points to 3. The Wallabies now leading England here with about 9 minutes to go in the first half. Good work from the Wallabies so far, using their opportunities when it was granted to them. England, on the other hand, wasting opportunities. Owen Farrell now with the restart, then a deep kick in this time round, taken by Hunter Paisami, and he sets it up on the 22-meter line. Nick White now waiting for it to come back, gets it out to Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson sets it up on the 22-meter line as well. And now comes back Lalasia to Reese Hodge, puts it on the boot, and a massive kick downfield. Gonna find touch roundabout on the halfway line. Or did he get the distance? No. It's actually been deemed to have been carried back, I think, by Reese Hodge. So we might have a line out, yeah, all the way back inside the 22 of the Wallabies. So about 15 meters out from the Wallaby try line. England now with a throw into this line out. Wasted opportunities. Taken out. Johnny Hill with the driving ball coming for England. Jamie George on the back. Tried to get the pass back on the inside, but sloppy all around as the Wallabies turn this ball over. And play on, says the referee. Nick White, penalty to England. Holding on to the ground there from Australia. So initially, good work done by them, but then they give away the penalty. And Billy Vunipola claims that penalty for England. Decision time now for them. They tried to do the run-in from the left wing on the inside of the maul, but it just didn't work out for them. Reality always wins, says rugby used to be so predictable. These days it seems to be over, and it's good news. Absolutely. Musa Boss says England should just tackle Corabetti. He can't pass and he'll never pass. So Owen Farrell now with an attempt to reduce the deficit to 4 points here, as he will have a shot at goal here. The probability of this going over is about 90%. According to the stats there. So Owen Farrell now lining this one up from around 20 meters out from the left-hand touch line, right on the 22-meter line. Lalasia missed one similar to that a little bit earlier on. Lining this one up just inside the 22 with 7 minutes to go in this first half. England and Farrell gets that one, so 10 points to 6 it is here as we go into the last 6 minutes of this first half. Still pretty much anybody's game at the moment, with the Wallabies scoring the only try of this game through Tom Wright in the 25th minute of the game. 10 points to 6 it is. The restart from the Wallabies then, and taken by Freeman just outside his own 22 now for the Wallabies. Danny Kerr now gets it out to Courtney Laws, still inside the 22, but I think they've carried it back, so they can't kick this out directly. A big, massive counter ruck from the Wallabies, but can't wiggle that ball. So Danny Kerr has got it now for England, goes to the box kick over the top, and that one is not going to find touch into the hands of Reese. Now gets it out to Lolasia. He's tackled by Marcus. Well, he's been got out of that tackle up to the 10-meter line. Now Nick White gets it out again. With Simon Karevi, Tom Wright to the kick downfield. That ball is going to roll straight into the hands of Freeman, and he puts it on the boot. Kicks it downfield into touch. Roundabout on the halfway line. So good work again from England with 5 minutes to go. Good defense there from him in the end. 4 points between the two sides at the moment, as the Wallabies lead this game by 10 points to 6 at the moment. 5 minutes to play in this first half. Line out to the Wallabies, roundabout on the halfway line here. And it's been very scrappy this first half, with no team taking the dominance in this one. Porecki now with the throw-in. Goes to the back to Valentini. They set up a maul off the back to Michael Hooper. Now Nick White. Lolasia. A chance here. Tom Wright. Long cut out pass to Marika Korobetti. Marika Korobetti up to the 10-meter line inside England's half now. Nick White again. Back it comes to Lolasia. Now Samuel Karevi. Karevi behind the advantage line. Has put in a little grubber kick there for Freeman again. Puts it down. Run about the 10 and the halfway line now. Inside England's half. Alice James. Owen Farrell now gets the pass out here to Guy Porter. Back on the inside they go. It's Freddie Stewart with a pass back to Guy Porter. But Porter knocks it on the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. Now Reese Harch, Michael Lolasia out to Simon Karevi. Roundabout on the 10-meter line. Now it's another chance. Oh, it's a knock-on from James Slipper as well. So it's going to be a scrum down to England between the 10 and the 22-meter line inside Wallabies territory. They tried to play an expansive game, but the hands are just not there at the moment. 4 minutes to go in this first half. You're seeing prop forwards passing the ball like outside centres, and it's just not working at the moment for them. Danila Tupou, a very versatile prop forward, but I can't say the same of James Slipper at the moment. Seems like Danny Kerr will be leaving the field, and Van Poortvliet will be coming on to the field here in the place of Danny Kerr. Musabar says of the big six, only the Boks going to be victorious of the Southern Hemisphere. Well, so far the Wallabies are doing a pretty good job, leading by 10 points to 6, but England have the opportunity here just before halftime now to strike back in this game with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Scrum down to them between the 10 and the 22-meter line, about 10 meters out from the right-hand touch line. Van Poortvliet will feed this one for England. Scrum free kick here. Oh, in fact, it's going to be a penalty to England there. And James Slipper giving a little bit of mouth to the referee. It was a free kick initially, now turned into a penalty here for England. And again, discipline letting the Wallabies down, as Owen Farrell will now have a shot at goal here from roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line. This to reduce the deficit to a single point here going into the last 2 minutes of the first half. Owen Farrell has been potent so far with a kicking boot. Apart from the 22-meter dropout that went out directly into touch, he's had a decent game so far. Porecki just having a word with the referee. Not happy with the scrums at the moment. How it's been blown up, because the Wallabies have been penalised on numerous occasions already at scrum time throughout this first half. Owen Farrell playing in his 97th test today for England, so he's short, just free of 100 tests as well for England. Now lining up this kick for them. Can he put England to 9 points now? Just 1 point the difference after, if he can get this penalty kick. 10 points to 6 at the moment with about a minute and a half to go in his first half. Taking his time with this kick is Owen Farrell, and lining it up, and that is going to hit the upright and back off. So the scoreboard remains the same, and Nick White now trying to run this from his own 22, makes it about 5 meters outside of his own 22, but another penalty to England there for crawling. He was held in the initial tackle and then went on crawling again. So another penalty now to England. And this time round, it might hit the corner because it's about 5 meters from the right hand touchline. Might be better to just kick it about 5 meters out and attack. Poor discipline is letting both teams down. Musabar says Karevi and Korobetti, they don't pass the ball. They just tackle them. No need to shadow the guy next to them, which is true. I haven't seen Korobetti or Karevi really passing the ball today in this first half. So England has opted for that line out, 5 meters out from the try line. So a chance for them to take the lead in this first half. There's 20 seconds left in the first half, and here they come now. Johnny Hill takes it in. Here comes the driving ball from England now, and it's Lutlam nearly over the try line there. 2 meters out from the try line. Will they get it back though? Yes, they will. Ellis Jones pick up and go. Slow ball coming back now for England. Just 3 meters out from the try line here. It's another pick up and go from Woody Polo this time. Now it's a Lutlam again. Penalty advantage seems to be coming for England now. Here they come through the back door now. Here's Owen Farrell, gets the pass out to Freddie Stewart, and it's Freeman. Freeman for the corner. Oh, he's held up just short, just a meter out from the try line. Looked like he was going to get it for all money now. Will Stewart driven back in the tackle. Now 5 meters out from the try line. 6 phases already. Time is up on the clock for the first half. It's Courtney Laws, also a meter short. Now Ellis Ginge with another drive here. I'd have been held up here over the try line, I think. No, another penalty advantage coming. 1 meter out from the try line is England now. Van Poortvliet gets it out, and it's try time to England. It's Freddie Stewart over the try line, and England will take the lead here going into a half time. 11 points to 10 with the conversion to come. So the Wallabies letting themselves down there. And now England will go into the halftime leading by either 1 or 3 points at the moment. England 11, the Wallabies 10 at the moment. What a comeback from England after letting slip up in the 25th minute for a try to Tom Wright. They're now right back in this and leading this game by a single point with a conversion to come. 11 points to 10 at the moment. So time is up for the first half, and England will go into the lead here either way. Antoinette Gerber says, "Hi Guru, miss your face, but you're good as always." Thank you, Antoinette. Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulty this weekend, so at least we can do the commentary. But yeah, England leading by 11 points to 10 with the conversion to come from the side. Owen Farrell now lining this one up. 11 points to 10, can make it 13 points to 10. Owen Farrell with the kick, and this one's going to go to the left of the post. So the scoreboard will remain 11 points to 10 at halftime. And it's England who's leading this game by a single point at the moment. And the Wallabies will think for themselves. They've let themselves down here with so many opportunities and ill discipline and little mistakes here and there costing them at the moment. I'm going to take a quick break, but when I do come back, we will be doing the second half, so don't go anywhere. Right, we are back here for the second half, and England have taken the lead here just on the strike of half time by 11 points to 10 at the moment. So, yeah, the Wallabies can kick themselves here, really, as they've done really well leading this game throughout, but it's just not coming together for them at the moment. Budget Gaming says, why listen when the free watch guide is on my channel? Enjoy. And then Bradley says, Wallabies playing well despite what appears to be their third string team playing. So, yeah, it's not their strongest side due to injuries and everything. So, yeah, it's one of those things, unfortunately. You have to have depth in your squad as well. We've seen it with a lot of international sides in the past. One season you can be ripped apart by injuries, and then you have to play with that second or third string team. And then Not Your Everyday Carlton says, come on, Australia. We back our Southern Hemisphere brothers. And then Robbie Johnson says, Northern Hemisphere dominance, about to make it 2 from 2. Yeah, look, last week I didn't want to believe it when somebody told me that it could be 4 in a row. And when the Box lost, I knew it was going to happen either way. So disappointing for the Southern Hemisphere. The Northern Hemisphere definitely picking up quite a bit. Henry Scott asking a prediction for the second half. Look, both teams have played pretty poorly in that first half. It's a very tight and physical game between the two sides. And I think the fact that England took the lead at halftime might just get them to pull this one off. But you never know. It's home ground advantage to the Wallabies. They look like a team that wants to win this game. They're just making little mistakes that's costing them decisions that's going astray for them. So better decision making, and I think the Wallabies can pull this one off, in fact. But yeah, don't be surprised if England gets away with it. But for now, I will be backing the Wallabies to just scrape this one in the end today. It is 11 points to 10, and still very much anybody's game at the moment. So yeah, it's difficult to predict who's going to win it. Both teams have played pretty sloppy rugby. Both teams have held back a little bit, not really looking to make the mistakes, but they're making it. And yeah, it's not for a very much entertaining game. So hopefully we'll see them open up here in the second half and play some expansive rugby throughout as well. Henry Scott asking, where's Quade Cooper? So Quade Cooper injured himself just before the first test. He was about to start the game and then got injured in the training session. So not quite sure what injury he's got, but he is out at the moment for the Wallabies as well. Sander Klimgain says, you Bladen. Thanks, Sander. Massive compliment, that one. As you all know that Hugh Bladen was one of my childhood heroes when it came to commentary. So that is a massive compliment. Thank you. So yeah, interesting to see how the second half is going to pan out. 11 points to 10 it is at the moment. And I really can't really predict the winner of this one because we haven't seen the quality of play that we saw last week from both sides. The Wallabies were poor in the first half last week. They came out firing in the second half. England was good in the first half, poor in the second. This time around, both teams have been pretty average in this first half. So hopefully, both teams will play some of their best rugby in the next 40 minutes to come. I think we're about 5 minutes away from the start of the second half, and it's still pretty much anybody's game. England shouldn't have scored before halftime. The Wallabies can kick themselves for letting that 5-pointer drop, as they were in control of the game up until that point where they gave away the penalty and England set up a driving maul just 5 meters out. Had to work for it in the end, going through a couple of phases, I think 9 or 10 phases in the end. But they did manage to pull it off and lead this game. So 11 points to 10. I don't think it's enough for England to celebrate just yet, while the Wallabies will want to improve from last week and show their fans that they are still very much a rugby union side, because we know that rugby union has taken a backside a little bit in Australia due to the AFL, Rugby League, and cricket and Olympics and everything else. So rugby union in Australia is struggling at the moment, but hopefully a couple of really good performances from the Wallabies and the fact that they're hosting the 2027 World Cup will lighten up rugby union in Australia again. Sandor says Aussies looking okay. Hope that Box take out Wales. Poor New Zealand about to go into depression. Love it. And in reality, always wins. Says this game is now unpredictable, and I want Australia to win. I don't like England. Yeah, I could probably say the same. Reality always wins. England are one of my least favorite teams to support, and the fact that my friend, which is over at the moment, is always supporting the team that I support, unless it's the Springboks. So we've got a little battle of our own going here at the moment. He's backing England, I'm backing Australia. So it's the bragging rights. It's going to come down to. He's already got one over me this morning. He said Ireland was going to win. I said the All Blacks were going to win. So yeah, he's already 1-0 ahead. So I don't want it to be 2-0 for today. Right, so we should be getting the second half underway any moment now, as both teams should have had their team talk and should be back on the field any second now to get this next 40 minutes underway. And unlike the All Black one, where we kind of predicted that Ireland were going to win it after halftime and the All Blacks managed to get back. This time round at halftime, I'm not sure who's going to win this series because, yeah, Australia dominated I wouldn't say dominated. They played well, did well to get the overhand over England for about 35 minutes of that first half, and then just let it slip towards the end of the first half to give away that 5-pointer. So, disappointment for the Wallabies in that first half. If the game was 40 minutes long, England would have won the series. Let's see if they can last another 40 minutes to actually win the series here in Australia. And it won't be the end of the world for Australia if they do lose the series. England are right up there with the best of them, but like someone mentioned earlier, that they do have a lot of injuries at the moment, which kind of make them look like a second or third string at the moment. So Dave Rennie, a very good coach, and he knows exactly what he's doing, building some depth at the moment for this Wallaby side as well. And we'll see what Eddie Jones have up his sleeve here in the second half of this game. But I can see it go anyway. Australia, if they can get the momentum, they will have the home crowd behind them. If England can get the first points of the second half, I don't think Australia is going to get back into this game. Regardless, maybe if it's a penalty, then it is. If it's a try to England now for the start of the second half, the Wallabies are done for it. But if the Wallabies can score first, they're pretty much in this game and can win the series. Bradley Wayne Dyer says, I won't want to hike my, what is that? My preference or what? Reality always wins. Says in 2019, the Springboks fairly beat England. I cried man, I was happy and over the moon. Yeah, no, look, we beat England quite comprehensively in that World Cup final. But I think it was due to the fact that they thought that we were going to play a kicking game that day. And Rusty went and changed the whole tactics. And we played an attacking game on that day, which could have easily backfired on the day as well. So, it will be interesting to see what's going to happen in next year's World Cup. I definitely didn't expect to see England in that World Cup final against the Box. I definitely thought the All Blacks was going to be there, and I was already looking off to watch another repeat of the 1995 World Cup final, but then England spoiled the party. So we'll see what happens in 2023. So both teams now making their way back onto the field, and we will see who will win this game after the next 40 minutes and who will be the series winners here from the Sydney Cricket Ground in Australia. Half time, 11 points to 10, England led. So the next 40 to get the second half underway with Marcus Smith or Owen Farrell to get this one underway for us. The Wallabies still looking pretty chuffed at the moment, still heads held high, and will be coming up trying to take back that lead as quickly as possible throughout this one. Mike Cooper, the captain of Australia, probably told his players just to calm down, stop kicking away territory or position at vital stages when they're inside the 22 of England. England, on the other side, will say, let's try and pick up pace, play inside their half, and just force some more penalties from the Wallabies. So Owen Farrell then to get us back underway. Here we go. As Owen Farrell with the restart, and it's a high hanging kickoff again. Matt Phillip just outside the 22 of the Wallabies now. And a penalty early on to the Wallabies here as it's Lutlam penalised coming in from the side there. Yeah, Bradley says, I would love the Wallabies to get one over England, but if they don't, we'll just have to give credit to Eddie, another Australian. You got that one right, Bradley. Touch roundabout on the halfway line here for the Wallabies. And now a chance for them to attack. Throw in coming from David Porecki now for them. Taken by Nick Frost again, who's had a good first half. Michael Hooper now. Nick White off the back. Lolasia to Simon Corabetti. Out to Tom Wright. An awful pass to Tom Wright on the back foot. Tries to set it up for us, for them on a 10-meter line. Now Nick White again gets it out to Porecki. High tackle from Alice Genge. And let's see what the referee have to say about this one. Is it just going to be a penalty? Yeah, it's just a penalty from Alice Genge. High tackle around the neck there. And and the shoulder charge from Vunipolo, really. Or was it Courtney who lost? Yeah, Courtney lost. So double infringement on one player there. One going high and the other one going in with no arms. England starting the second half very negatively at the moment. The kick downfield from Australia is going to find touch just outside the 22 of England now. Two quick penalties in a row after just 2 minutes in this second half. England still leading by 11 points to 10. Discipline needs to be better. Porecki with a throw in finds Matt Phillip. Now Nick White off the back. Karevi gets it out to Valentini. Valentini driven back in a tackle by Lutlam. Now Nick White back to James Slipper. James Slipper sets it up about 5 meters outside of the 22 now. Right in the middle of the field. Here they come through David Porecki again. Nick White. Back it comes to Tanela Tupou. Tanela Tupou, the Tongan Thor, making his way up to the 22-meter line. Now it's Nick White again. Lawless Hunter Paisami. 5 meters inside the 22 now. Moving towards about 10 meters out from the try line. Tom Wright now tries to spin out of a couple of the tackles. Now Nick White gets it back to Tanela Tupou again. Out 10 meters out the try line is the Wallabies. Nick White again gets it out to Tom Wright. On the back foot, gets it out to Corabetti. Tackle from Jack Knowles as he tries to offload that pass back to Nick Frost on the inside. Just inside the 22 Australia now. They've lost a bit of ground. Lolasia trying to go on his own there. Not making the ground. Nick White now. Lolasia back on the inside to Harry Wilson again. Harry Wilson about 5 meters inside the 22 now. Karevi. Karevi sets it up again for them. Nick White again. Back it to James Slipper. Slipper sets it up again. Now it's at another Tupou, but a penalty against the Wallabies there. For I think going off their feet there. And again, discipline letting the Wallabies down. So 11 points to 10 it is. And Owen Farrell now with a kick downfield here, finding touch roundabout on the 10-meter line inside the English territory. Dominic Bosman says, let's go Aussies. So 11 points to England, 10 to the Wallabies here. We've had about 4 minutes in the second half. Jamie George now with the throw into this line out, finds Johnny Hill at the back now. A driving maul set up by England now on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Can they get this driving maul going forward? No, they can't. Van Poortvliet needs to get this one out for them. Goes to the box kick over the top now. The chase coming from Freeman, but beautifully taken by Tom Wright on the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. Now Lolasia, long cut out now Hunter Paisami. Hunter Paisami cuts back inside to the 10-meter line. He goes inside Wallabies territory. Now it's Nick White again, back to Lolasia. Goes to the kick downfield. And he's going to find Van Poortvliet inside the 22 now. Van Poortvliet going high up into the air. Off is this Freddie Stewart now. Freddie Stewart, beautifully taken by Freddie Stewart on the halfway line. Now Van Poortvliet gets it back to Jamie George now. Jamie George into a little bit of space. Up over the halfway line now Van Poortvliet. Marcus Smith gets it back now to Courtney Laws, Owen Farrell. The pass guy for left behind. Jack Noel needs to pick it up. Roundabout between the 10 and the halfway line inside England's half now. Right on the right-hand touchline is England at the moment. Now Van Poortvliet gets it back to Jamie George again. Slow ball coming back for them is England now. Van Poortvliet will be looking to go with the box kick over the top now. That one is high up into the air. Jack Noel chasing after it. Knocked on by Lolasia. And a chance now for Noel. Noel up to the 22-meter line. Gets the pass out to Guy Porter. Now at the back door to Owen Farrell. Goes with a little grubber. Cross kick. And here comes the chase from Freeman. But the touchline is going to win. 5 meters out from the Aussie try line. Line out to the Wallabies. 5 meters out from their own try line. Lolasia unable to take that high ball, putting the pressure on him as Jack Noel got that ball back through the hands. It went Owen Farrell with a little grubber kick through to put that one into the corner, 5 meters out from the Wallabies try line. Luke Cow and Dickey now on the field for Jamie George as well. Musabar says, Mr. Guru, please don't sound like the Aussies. They're always full of excuses. So what if Union is fourth choice? Yeah, no, that's true, Musabar. Right, here they come now. The Wallabies from about 10 meters out from their own try line as Nick White tries to get that ball out, and he's going to find touch roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Musabar saying if it's the fourth choice, they must make it more accessible so that it can become the first choice. And then I tell you, England to take this one by 4 points. So a line out here to the English about between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory. Look out, Dickey. Oh, it's been stolen by the Wallabies now. And Nick White in control of that ball on the ground. Now brings it down. Scrum off now. David Porecki gets it out to Valentini. He's hit hard by Johnny Hill. Driven backwards as the Wallabies now just outside their own 22. Nick White in control of this ball now. 7 minutes into the second half. Still no score here. 11-10 halftime score it was. Nick White now with the kick over the top. The chase coming from the Wallabies. Freddie Stewart has got it. He's going to try and have a run here. Nearly got past Michael Hooper, but brought down on the halfway line now. Puni Vilipolo. Back to Alice Jenge. Jenge fends off Samu Karevi. Up over the halfway line he goes. Now it's Van Poortvliet to get that ball back to Jack Noel. And up to the 10-meter line they go. Now Van Poortvliet back to Alice Jenge again. He's been a busybody now. Up over the 10-meter line inside Wallabies territory now. It's Will Stewart. Will Stewart to Owen Farrell to Marcus Smith now. Flat pass out to Freeman. Sets it a lot. Oh, it's Freddie Stewart up to the about 5 meters out from the 22-meter line now. Van Poortvliet again, flat pass to Alice Jenge. Jenge beats another one, gets nearly past Samu Karevi again. Penalty advantage coming to England now. And penalty to England on the 22-meter line. Well. Another penalty to England now. And they can increase the lead to 14 points to 10 now. Massive fend off from Alice Jenge on Samu Karevi. The baby rhino is not called the baby rhino for nothing. Sandor says rugby in Australia is mainly played in private schools. League is blue collar, so has larger base. Right, so I'm guessing that the English has decided to have a shot at goal here. 9 minutes into the second half, and they can now increase their lead to 14 points to 10. Australia, their own worst enemy at the moment, and really paying the price for ill discipline at the moment. Poor decision makings at vital times also has let them down throughout this game. Owen Farrell now lining this one up. 9 minutes into the second half, and England now looking to increase that lead to 4 points. From around the 22-meter line, about 25 meters from the left-hand touch line, as Owen Farrell strikes that one goal. It's 14 points to 10, and England now slowly starting to take the dominance in this game. 14 points to 10. Eddie Jones, the head coach of England, not looking too happy at the moment. And I wonder what his halftime words were to them as well, because he still doesn't look too happy. For us now, taken deep inside the English territory now. Billy Vunipola with a massive run up to the 22-meter line now. Van Poortvliet gets it out to Will Stewart again, up over the 22-meter line now. About 2 meters out from the 22 of England now. Van Poortvliet looking to get the box kick over the top, gets it away for them. The chase coming from Freeman, but beautifully collected this time from Research. He's a little bit isolated on the 10-meter line. Turnover ball now. Freeman now, and he's going to kick it downfield. The chase coming, but the touchline is going to win. So line out to Australia about between the 22 and the 10-meter line inside the Wallabies territory. Sanders says, did I hear the spark of a blunt? Yeah, indeed you did. Wilsabas says, James, great play. So it is going to be a line out now to the Wallabies, right about between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Angus Bell now coming onto the field for James Slipper as well, and Alan Alatoa on for Danila Tupou as well. David Porecki now with a throw into this lineup. Still 29 minutes to go. 14 points to 10. England leading this game. Matt Phillip now takes it up. Here comes the driving ball from the Wallabies. Almost up to the 10-meter line inside their own half. Nick White slowly but surely getting that ball out. Now Karevi. Karevi's going to straighten the line for them. Nick White again. Lolasia. Out to Hunter Paisami. Hunter Paisami out to Corabetti. Corabetti with some bit of space here. Now the pass back inside, but he's already into touch. Roundabout on the 10-meter line. And it's going to be a line out to England on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Wallabies looking good when they move the ball to their wingers at the moment. But the defense of England holding sharply at the moment. Sandor says, that's a good ear, LOL. Yeah, no, I was surprised you got that one. So Jack Noel making a really good tackle there on Marika Corabetti. 28 minutes to play in this one. The lineup from England taken by Johnny Hill. Now Courtney Laws sets it up roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line inside their own half. Now Van Poortvliet waiting for this one to come out. Goes with the box kick over the top, and the chase coming from Jack Noel. Corabetti has got that one. And the fend off Jack Noel, but slips in the process. Now brought down just roundabout between the 22 and the 10 inside Wallabies territory. Nick White now with a poor pass out to Karevi. Karevi's going to straighten the line for them again. Just up over the 22-meter line. Now back to Lolasia. Lolasia with the kick downfield. And straight into the Freddie Stewart. Freddie Stewart up to the 10-meter line inside Australian territory. In the middle of the field, sets it up for Van Poortvliet. Comes back to Will Stewart. Now Marcus Smith, flat pass. Beautiful pass to Izikwe now, who makes his way up to just short of the 22. there's going to be a penalty against England. He was held in a tackle and then just stood up again and gave away the penalty. So disappointment then there for the English as they give away the penalty there. 14 points to 10. It still is here with about 27 minutes to go. It was Chesham who gave away the penalty there. And Australia now with the line out, roundabout between the 10 and the halfway line inside the English half. Still 4 points in it and anybody's game at the moment. 26 minutes to go. A chance now for the Wallabies to get some go forward ball. It's thrown over the top and knocked on by Lolasia. Now Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith into space here. He could go all the way. Marcus Smith still going. Marcus Smith for the try for England. And that should wrap up this game as well. A try from a loose ball from Australia. And Marcus Smith dots it down for England. What a waste from the Wallabies. And England now well and truly in control of this game. A brilliant breakout from England's floor of Marcus Smith. And he's got quite some gas as well as this youngster. Out sprinting quite a lot of players that we thought was quick. And Koropetti as well as Research and Tom Wright not able to catch Marcus Smith there for another try to England. 24 minutes to play. And I don't think Australia is going to come back into this one. 19-10 with the conversion to come. And it should be an easy one for them as well. Well, that should, unless the Wallabies can come back from here, but I doubt that they will. This game is too close for errors like this, and it's such a shame that it came over another mistake from a line-out. Just so disappointing with 24 minutes to play in this one. 19-10 with the conversion to come from Farrell. Should be an easy one for him as well, and should increase the lead to 21 points to 10. And Farrell just lining this one up. 24 minutes to go in this one, and it should be all over from here. Just taking his time with this conversion is Farrell, and he's struck it gold. So 21 points to 10. England now leading the Wallabies, and they should wrap up the series here. 21 points to 10. Dominic says that's the end for the Aussies, and Musabar says try time. Sandor says poor Dave taking a big gulp from the he might have been appointed All Blacks coach on Monday. Yeah, that's true as well. So the restart then taken by Johnny Hill just outside the 22. Bilal Fainga also on the field now for Dave Porecki, as well as Pete Samu for Harry Wilson. Controlled at the back, Marco Vunipola also on for Ellis Genge. And Van Poortvliet now controlling this ball at the back for England. Goes to the box kick over the top, and a chase coming from Freeman again. But it's beautifully taken by Reece Harch this time. On the 10-meter line inside England half now. Here they come, Karevi out to Lolasia. He's under pressure. Losing ground here is the Wallabies on the halfway line now. Nick White gets it back to Hunter Paisami. Hunter Paisami cuts back inside, brought down really quickly. Now Nick White again, flat pass out to Alan Alatoa. Nick White again back comes to, there's a bit of space opening up for Nick Frost. Runs on the angle, gets over the 10-meter line. Now flat ball, it's knocked on by Alan Alatoa, and it's going to be scrum down to England, roundabout between the 10 and the 22-meter line inside English territory. 21 points to 10 with 22 minutes to go. Is there still going to be a comeback from the Wallabies? I almost doubt that they will, but you never know. It looks like it's going to be 2 out of 2 here for the Northern Hemisphere today. Last 5 handling errors, 4 from the Wallabies and 1 from England. Mutabar says, how can any South African support the Aussies? It's madness. Well, Musabas, the thing is, we're trying to support the Southern Hemisphere. We're getting beaten quite a bit by the Northern Hemisphere at the moment. And the other thing is, uh, you almost hate the English as much as you hate the Aussies. So, yeah, there you have it. Jason says, now they already phoned Scott Robinson, the All Blacks. And then Jason says, come on, Aussie. Zandor says, no Safa is going to support England ever. Right, so Australia have managed to turn that ball over, and they've got a penalty here from that. So just outside the 22 of England now, a penalty to Australia. From that scrum, it went horribly wrong for England. The ball spilled out of the back. Then he got tackled by Pete Saunders from Perthfleet, and then gave away the penalty for holding him. So what are Australia going to do? They're going to go for the corner here. James Sutton says there's still a long way to go in this game. Yeah, anything can still happen as that ball is going to find touch about 5 meters out from the try line. Here's a chance for Australia to get back into this game. They've had 5 visits inside the 22 of England and has scored once from it. Tate McDermott also now on the field in the place of Nick White. Utsabar says beautiful knock on, lovely. So let's see what the Aussies can do with this one. With about 20 minutes to go in this one. Falau Fainger now with the throw into this line out. It's going to go to the back to Matt Phillip, and a driving ball now set up by the Wallabies. Controlled at the back by Falau Fainger, but it looks like England is going to steal this ball. Maybe will it come back for them? Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's going to be a scrum down to England. They've taken that ball, and they didn't get the ball out of that one. Andrew Lampert says, hopefully the Springboks will play better. So with 20 minutes to go, England has got a massive win there at that maul. Scrum down to England, 10 meters out from their own try line. England 21, the Wallabies 10 at the moment. The 11-point difference between the two sides. And that is massive. Because if the Wallabies would have scored, it would have been game on again. But they are their own worst enemy at the moment, is this Wallaby side. Sandor says, Box got it, don't worry. Knock on wood, sacrifice a goat. Anthony Brady says, JVP is some player for a young lad. Referring to Van Poortvliet. So, great player. That scrum messy again from England, but they do get it out. And Van Poortvliet now with the kick over the top. He's going to find round about on the 22-meter line of the Wallabies. Musabar says Box going to smash those wells today. And I also got a feeling there has been a lot of talking during the week from all Springboks, and especially from the former head coach of the Springboks, Jake White, as well, regarding the Boks picking their B side during last week. But I think it still was the best choice at the end of the day. And today we're just going to show them why we are world champions. So just an injury break quickly to one of the English players, Courtney Laws, down at the moment. It is going to be a defensive scrum coming up for England, about 10 meters out from their own try line. Zandor says, I'm getting 98 vibes. Box going to break the 90s this time. So with 19 minutes to play here at the Sydney Cricket Ground, it almost looks like England has got this one in the bag. But unless something can change really quickly, England will win this series today. In fact, it's going to be a line out here to England, to Australia on the 22. Sorry, I forgot there was a passage of play after that scrum went astray for England. So line out to the Wallabies on a 22-meter line here as Falau Fainger will throw this one in for them. An opportunity for the Wallabies. Matt Phillip takes that one in off the back now. Tate McDermott, Angus Bell, Noah Lolasia. Flat pass to Hunter Paisami, straightening the line. Just up over the 22-meter line they go now. Rob Valentini. Valentini right in the middle of the field now. Tate McDermott, back it comes to Samu Curry. Takes the defenders with him now, but scrappy ball coming back for the Wallabies. The Tate McDermott takes that one in for them. Still about 10 meters out. Penalty to the Wallabies. And now they can put it into the corner again here. Zander says, blood and beer in the end. You like that Irish game, didn't you? Yeah, I'm not going to say anything, Zander. So penalty to the Wallabies here. About 10 meters out from the try line. 10 penalties conceded by England, 8 by the Wallabies so far. And now it's going to be a line out 5 meters out from the try line of England. A chance now with 18 minutes to go. Australia will have to score now. Taken in beautifully by Nick Frost now. Sets up the driving maul. Here comes the Wallabies now. They get this driving maul going for them. England defense holding strong at the moment. It's not going anywhere. Tate McDermott will have to get this one out. Samu Kerevi now. He's going to straighten the line for them. 5 meters out from the try line. Will it come back for the Wallabies? Yes, it will. Now it's Michael Hooper. Brought down 5 meters out, right in the middle of the field now. Matt Phillip puts his head down. He's held up in the tackle. Still 5 meters out from the try line. Tate McDermott back to Pete Samu. Pete Samu, good defense from England at the moment. Tate McDermott tries to go on his own, slips in the process and isolated. Will they win a penalty here as England? No, it still comes back for the Wallabies. Need to be careful to not give away a penalty now as England. Who's got that ball? I don't even know who's got it. It does come back to the Wallabies side. Pete Samu again going for it. Just a meter out. Now here comes the penalty advantage. Australia now on the attack. Just a meter out from the try line. Tate McDermott waiting for it. Now comes back Lolasia. It's Garevi again trying to take a couple of defenders with him. But they've lost a bit of ground. 7 meters out now is the Wallabies. 10 phases. Nick Frost again. Puts his head down right in the middle of the field. Tate McDermott, Rob Valentini, Michael Lolasia, long cut pass from Karabetti to Pete Samu. Pete Samu, a brilliant tackle from England. And we are going to come back for the penalty. But some brilliant defense from England as they keep out Pete Samu in the corner. Coming back for the penalty here. 5 meters out from the try line. Pass from Karabetti, but some brilliant defense. Freddie Stewart and Jack Noel. Can Wallabies strike back in this game? A try here will set up a nail-biting finish to this game. What will they decide to do? They're going to kick this to the corner again with about 15 minutes to go. The last 5 penalties conceded, 4 by England and 1 by the Wallabies. 5 meters out from the try line, they set up another line out. And it's now really now or never for the Wallabies if they want any chance of winning this game. Falau Fainga now with the throw into this line out. Can the Wallabies strike back in this game? Throws it in, finds Matt Phillip, and here comes the driving maul now. England contested that line out, so they could find trouble trying to defend this maul now as the Wallabies now starting to move forward slowly. But surely it's another penalty advantage now as England came in from the side here. Could be a yellow card coming soon here for England. Now it's Angus Bell. Puts his head down 5 meters out from the try line. Michael Hooper, pick up and go. He's held up 2 meters out from the try line. Tate McDermott now gets it out to Falau. Falau Fainga gets the try here. And we've got a game back on here. It's right to the Wallabies. And 21 points to 15 with the conversion to come. Should be a gimme really in front. So 21 points to 15 with the conversion to come. Great work from the Wallabies. Kept going, never gave up. England defense was brilliant throughout times. But if the try didn't come, a yellow card probably would have. So either way, 21 points to 15. Falau Fainga gets the try here for the Wallabies. And they're right back in this one. Zander says it's going to come down to the Springboks rugby spiritual guardians to maintain the Southern Hemisphere prize. There is 14 minutes to go, Eduardo. 14 minutes in this game left. Jason says, woo, come on, Aussie. The conversion goes over. So 21 points to 17 it is. The Wallabies now trailing by only 4 points in this game. Anybody's game now with 13 and a half minutes to go. 21 points to 17. Right, so the restart taken by the Wallabies inside their 22. Reece Hodge now with a kick downfield. And he's going to find touch roundabout on the halfway line. So great clearance kick there from the Wallaby fullback. 21 points to 17 at the moment. 12 and a half minutes to go. Sander says that's exactly what I was thinking while watching the Irish destabilize New Zealand. And James Sutton says, come on, England. Agreed. Need South Africa back in Super Rugby, says Jason. So Luke Cowan-Dickey now with the throw into this line out right on the halfway line. 21 points to 17 at the moment. And with 12 and a half minutes to go, it's going to be very interesting. James Slipper having to come off the field here. Oh no, he's going to come back onto the field as Angus Bell has stayed down, and it doesn't look like he's going to continue this one. So Australia is still ridden with injuries at the moment. On the halfway line now, Luke Cowan-Dickey with a throw into this line out as Vunivalu is on the field now for the Wallabies as well. Right, here we go now, England. That's Jack Willis also on the field for England now, and he takes it up to about the halfway line now. Johnny Hill. England now in possession just inside the territory of Australia. Van Poortvliet going with a box kick over the top there. And Korobetti now waiting for it. He gets it just outside the 22. And now Tate McDermott back it comes to Alalotoa. Alalotoa now taking up about 5 meters outside of the 22. Now Karevi with a long kind of pass beautifully to Tom Wright. Back on the inside to Ikitoa. Back to Tom Wright. Yes, trouble for England. As Tom Wright takes it up to the 22-meter line. He needs support now. Just outside the 22 of England now. Karevi back to Matt Phillip. Matt Phillip brought down. It looks like Australia's got the momentum now. Tate McDermott. Back it comes Lolasia. Reece Hodge out to Pete Samu. He's going to straighten it up for them just outside the 22. Tate McDermott again now. Back to Alalotoa. Just outside the 22 in the middle of the field. Lolasia gets it out to Karevi. Puts it on a bird with a little grubber kick through. And that's going to roll up 5 meters out from the England try line. Australia now on the front foot here. 21 points to 17. And it's Australia trying to break this Australian defense on the right wing. It's the second time in this game that Tom Wright managed to really pull some magic for the Wallabies. And Freeman caught napping. So a chance now for the Wallabies to put pressure on England 5 meters out from their own try line. Jason Edwards says, come on, Aussie. Jock McMillan says, as always, great commentary, excellent rugby understanding, and no doubt a well-oiled throat. Thanks, Jock McMillan. 10 minutes to go in this game, 21 points to 17, and just 5 meters out from the England try line. 10 minutes to go in this one. Mursabar says, come on, ladies, send Mr. Guru Mursa likes. He's the real deal. Southport, best in the business. Send beer, brandy, biltong, and lots of cash money. Show Mr. Guru some love. Potion. Let's keep him wet. Thanks, Mursa Boss. Right, 5 meters out from the England try line. It is England with the line out throw here. Also comes on Henry Arundel for Tommy Freeman, who I just mentioned before that he was being exposed on that right side of the field. Luke Cowan-Dickey now with a throw into this line out. Who's the boss says it was a forward pass. No, come on. All right, Luke Cowan-Dickey with a throw in, finds Courtney Laws. They set up a maul here as England, 5 meters out from their own try line. And they are going to try and push this as far as possible. But Matt Phillip trying to disrupt this maul for them now. It is controlled by Van Poortvliet with the kick downfield. And that's going to find touch roundabout on the 10-meter line inside English territory. So it does look like Van Poortvliet might have left the field. Let's just have a look here quickly. So no, it is Van Poortvliet who got that kick in. So it's going to be Falau Fainger now to throw this one in here for Australia. Roundabout on the 10-meter line inside the English half. Pete Samu takes it now. Tate McDermott off the back now. Gets it out to Samu Karevi up over the 10-meter line. Tate McDermott, Rob Valentini again now. Sets it up beautifully between the 10 and the 22-meter line now. Again, Tate McDermott back on inside. Michael Hooper. Slow ball coming back for them now. Rob Valentini. Back it comes to Nick Frost. Driven back in the tackle on the 10-meter line. Picked up by Samu Karevi. Just sets it up over the 10-meter line. Len Ikitoa now. Aussies moving a little bit backwards now. Marika Korobetti trying to push forward for the Wallabies. Dave McDermott again now. Up comes Rob Valentini. Up over the 10-meter line again. But it's going to be a penalty against the Wallabies. They're holding on the ground. And now with just 8.5 minutes to go, it is England with this penalty to try and kick it downfield as far as possible. So disappointment from the Wallabies yet again. Sander says he does sound good on the mic, and I can tell he's going to enjoy nourishing an All Black tear. Yeah, definitely, Sandor. Right, so Owen Farrell now with the kick downfield here for England and trying to set up another line out for them. That kick is going to find touch roundabout between the 10 and the halfway line inside Australia's half. So, might even, well, the referee let slip a high tackle there on Rob Valentini just before this penalty. So the Wallabies feeling a little bit aggrieved by that. But it is what it is. Luke Cowan-Dickey now to throw this one in for England between the 10 and the halfway line. Rob Leota also on the field for Valentini. England now with the driving maul now. Set it up just over halfway. But a knock on from England. And it's going to be a scrum down to the Aussies. We've got 7.5 minutes to go in this one. 21 points to 17. And this one is going to come down to the wire. A little knock on there from England with that driving maul. Can Australia pull this one out of the fire and save the Southern Hemisphere today? 132 tackles by England, 62 by the Wallabies, 20 missed tackles by England, 13 by Australia, with a success rate of 87% to England and 83% to Australia. Some brilliant defense from the Wallabies and England today. Very good work done from them. Scrum goes up and Zander says, take that back, you will jinx the box. Come on, Aussie, says Jason. Right, 6.5 minutes to go in this game. And it's a 4-point game at the moment between the two sides. Can the Wallabies pull this one out of the fire? Or will England celebrate the series victory here in Australia today? Scrum is going to be fed in here by Tate McDermott now. And the scrum goes down again. But the referee says play on. So Tate McDermott off the back then gets it out to Samu Karevi, who makes his way up over the halfway line. Some great leg drive there from him. Now Tate McDermott, no Lolasia, out to Tom Wright again. Up to the 10-meter line they go. Not a chance now for the Wallabies to attack as it's taken up by Frost again. Tate McDermott now back to Lolasia. Flat pass out to Michael Hooper. Gets two defenders at one time. Now Tate McDermott again, Lenny Kitoa up over the halfway line. They've lost a bit of ground here. Michael Hooper, Lolasia, back. It comes down to Korapeti. Now Tom Wright. Tom Wright into a bit of space up over the halfway line. Back up to the 10-meter line. Now it's Pete Samu. Pete Samu now. Was there a high tackle from England? No, says the referee. Play on. Tate McDermott gets it back now between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Michael Hooper. Michael Hooper 5 meters out from the 22. Now Lolasia. Back it comes to Karevi. Long cut-off pass to Pete Samu again. Back on the inside to Falau Fainga. Falau Fainga up to the 22-meter line. Right on the right-hand touchline. Tate McDermott now. Matt Phillip puts his head down just on the 22-meter line. McDermott again. Lenny Kitoa stopped on the 22-meter line. Tate McDermott just waiting for it. Now comes back to Alalotoa. He's been pushed back in the tackle. And now Tate McDermott comes back. Lolasia. Pete Samu. Pete Samu straightens the line for them just outside the 22. McDermott again now. Karevi. Karevi needs to straighten this up for him. He's a little bit isolated and England might have stolen this ball. Now it comes back for McDermott. But now support needs to be there for them. Michael Hooper. Back it comes to James Slipper again. Still just outside the 22 of England. Lolasia now. Matt Phillip. Support players there for them just outside the 22. Michael Hooper, pick up and go again from him. Can the Wallabies still do this now? Rob Leota just setting it up for them, but he's isolated. And it's going to be a penalty to England with just 4 minutes to go in this one. It's Luke Cowan-Dickie wins the penalty for England. And not release the ball from Marika Korabeti. And that should wrap it up for them, with just 4 minutes to go. Not your everyday cultist says, come on Wallabies. And then Kusaval says, in the Southern Hemisphere, I only support the Kiwis. Aussies have been taking advantage of us in Super Rugby for years now. Well, Mark Vunipolo down as well as Courtney Laws. England has tackled like Trojan horses today. And some really good work from them in defense. Defense have won in this game if they manage to pull this one off. William A says, come on, England. And with just 3.5 minutes to go, England with this penalty now. And they can just kick this downfield and set up a line out inside the Wallabies half. Never know, anything can still happen in this last 3 minutes. Bradley says, close but no cigar for the Aussies. Do or die effort now required. Well, they're going to have to try and do it from inside their own half if they're going to want to win this game. England still to kick this one into touch here. And Owen Farrell now to, well, he's just taking his time with this one with all the injuries on the field for the English at the moment being replaced. And we're back on now as Owen Farrell going to find touch roundabout. Where's it gone out? Not a lot of distance made by Owen Farrell on that occasion. Also now, Vunivalu on the field now in the place of Marika Korabeti. Not quite sure where that one found touch. We'll find out in a second. As Reed Harch also leaves the field. So he's off for Vunivalu, the rugby league star for the Aussies. 3 minutes to go. So between the 10 and the halfway line inside Wallabies territory. This is going to come down to this. Now England has set up a maul from this line out. Can they get this one driving forward? Up to the 10-meter line they go. Right on the left-hand touchline is England at the moment. There's 2.5 minutes left. 2 minutes to go in this one. Goes to the box kick over the top. Is Van Poortvliet just trying to put the pressure on him. And England has won that ball back as well. Between the 22 and the 10-meter line. Slowly but surely going back. Box kick over the top again from Van Poortvliet. And it is going to be a line out to the Wallabies from the 22 inside their own 22. And I just get the sneaky feeling that Australia is going to run it from their own 22 and win this game. 2 minutes to go. Line out to the Wallabies from inside their own 22 here. Not your everyday Calder says Australia needs a miracle. Let's go. So Folau Fainga with the throw into this line out. Watch out for Samu Karevi and watch out for Vunivalu. They go off the back. Tate McDermott gets it out now. Lolasia gets it out to Vunivalu. Vunivalu up over the 22-meter line. He goes. Pick up and go from Leota. Just setting it up for the Wallabies. Just outside their own 22 now. Pete Samu with another set there for them. Slowly but surely going back. Tate McDermott running the blind side. Samu Karevi up to the 10-meter line they go. Tate McDermott tries to go on his own again. A minute left in this one. Michael Hooper now at scrum half for the Wallabies. Now comes back to James Slipper. James Slipper sets it up on the 10-meter line. Now Tate McDermott, Loasia, Nick Frost, out goes Tom Wright. Here comes Samu Karevi again. Up to the 10-meter line they go. But England all over that ball. And it looks like they've stolen this one. Johnny Hill gets the pass out to Van Poortvliet. And Van Poortvliet just stopped about 10 meters out from the try line here. Luke Cowan-Dickey now gets it out to Courtney Laws. Courtney Laws breaks through 2 defenders. Now just 4 meters out from the try line. Will they get this ball back? Yes, they will. Van Poortvliet gets it out now. Here comes Vunipolo, Marco Vunipolo. And Vunipolo over the try line. But he's held up. And it is going to be a goal line dropout. We have 20 seconds to go in this one. Australia will have to find a way from their own goal line here to try and win this one. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Time is up. Goal line dropout. They're going to try and have to win this back now from their own one. And let's see who's going to get this. Australia have managed to secure this ball from inside their own 22 here. Great work done. And it's going to be, is it going to, no, it's going to, that ball is not going to come out. The referee blows on his whistle. And let's see if there's going to be time for another scrum here. Let's just hear what the referee have to say here. Time is up on the clock. And we might even have to go upstairs here for foul play maybe. No, the referee says that's it. And it's game over. England have won the series by 21 points to 17. And just for you guys to know, it's not me clapping in the background. 21 points to 17. England has beaten Australia to win the series here. And congratulations to England for winning the Test series here in Australia. 21 points to 17. Both teams gave their all, but it was England's great defense that's won it here for them today. If it wasn't for their defense, Australia could have caused a massive score here, but some great effort from England to go all the way and win this series by 2-1 and 21 points to 17 in this third and final test. So Robbie Johnson says it's 2-0 for the North. Anthony Bradley says great commentary. I need a beer and a bloody lie down. Now go beat the can't make out. But anyway, it is a series victory for England and well deserved as well. So 2-0 for the North. Let's see if the Springboks can do this. I will be back in 2 hours' time when we get ready for the Springbok one. But until then, guys, this is the Rugby Guru. Cheers for now.